wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sekarang kita sedang berada di Griffith University. Kita akan mengeksplor lebih jauh terkait tentang Griffith University ini dengan Miss Samantha. Nanti akan dijelaskan terkait tentang program studi apa saja yang ada di Griffith ini, kemudian juga terkait tentang pembelajarannya, terkait pembiayaannya, dan terkait tentang fasilitas di Griffith University. Oleh karena itu, silakan fokus dan diperhatikan secara seksama sehingga kamu ketika pulang sudah punya planning ke depannya mau melanjutkan di Griffith atau di kampus yang lainnya. Tetap semangat dan jaga kesehatan. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land of which we gather here today and pay my respects to past, present and emerging elders. So a little bit about Griffith. Now, Griffith's actually one of the biggest universities in Australia. We have over 50,000 students and we're in the top 2% of universities worldwide. But we are still a fairly young university. So we're only 48 years old, soon to be, I think, 49 this year. But we're in the top 50 universities in the world that are under 50 years. So we're really, really proud of the fact that for such a short amount of time that we've existed, that every year we are rising in the rankings. And that's definitely shown when you have a look at some of our subject rankings. Now, I mentioned at the start as well, our university is actually built on two pillars. And one of them is environmental sustainability. You'll see that throughout our whole campus, but also throughout our programs, and also on equality. So we believe in social justice. We believe that everyone has a right to university, and we have a lot of support systems in place to make sure that anyone can access university. We have different, as I said before, nationality backgrounds, different races, different religions. Everyone is welcome. We've also won more teaching awards than any university in Australia in the last 5 years. And in fact, in the last 5 years, 3 of those years, the Teacher of the Year was a Griffith teacher. So there's 42 universities in Australia, so that's pretty good odds that out of 5 years, 3 times we took up the top spot. So we're really, really proud of our teaching excellence as well. So, as I mentioned, we do have 6 physical campuses and a digital campus. We have over 130 nationalities here at Griffith, and we also have over 200 different degrees. I won't go into all our degrees today, but we do fall into 10 different subject areas. And some of our top ranking programs, we're number 1 in Australia for nursing and midwifery, number 2 in the world. Number 1 in Australia for hospitality and tourism, number 3 in the world, and we are number 1 in Australia for law and criminology. We also fall into the top 100 for things like marine and ocean engineering, education, dentistry, computer science, energy science, and water resources. So as I mentioned before, we do have 5 campuses. So we are at Nathan today, and I did include a little photo of a guy I took outside my office, which is just over there. But we're in the very middle here today. We kind of walked up here. These are the accommodations. This is where I first met you. And the new building that we walked to actually isn't on that photo yet. That are being built here. One of them is this one, which is where you kind of started the tour. That's where that's going. And it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar building that's going to house 3 more of our programs. And then in the very middle, near the cafeteria, we have this annex going in as well. So they'll both be completed by the end of 2025. South Bank campus, which is where we have the film school, which does film, TV, games design, and animation. We also have the College of Art, which is things like fine art, design, sculpture, painting. And then the Conservatorium of Music, which is acting, music, and musical theatre. Logan campus. And then our beautiful Gold Coast campus. So this is our largest campus with a range of different programs. But one of the biggest drawing cards for the Gold Coast is its health programs. So we have the largest range of health programs in Australia. We offer things like medicine, dentistry, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, nutrition, dietetics, social work, psychology, counselling, the list goes on. So we have a large amount of health programs, and we're situated right next to two big hospitals as well. So that's our Gold Coast campus. It's about 10 minutes to the first lot of buildings there on the beach. Otherwise, about half an hour to the furthest lot of buildings. Gold Coast is also considered regional. So if you are considering studying in Australia, just keep in mind that you will get additional benefits for studying in a regional area. And that is, Gold Coast is considered regional. The other really exciting thing about this area is that we have the Olympics coming in 8 years' time. And with that is coming a lot of investment. So at the moment they're predicting at about $8.1 billion of investment going into Queensland. And that's not just going to be for tourism and sport, but it's also things like health improvements, community, society improvements, roads, parks, all sorts of things. So it's definitely an exciting place to be. As I said, we have new public transport going in. And they're also predicting in the next 2 years that Queensland's going to need an extra 500,000 people to fill jobs. So it's definitely the place to be if you are thinking about coming somewhere in Australia. So I'm not going to go into all our support features, but can I just tell you, if you can think of something, we have it. We're a very, very big university. We have doctors, we have counsellors, we have academic support, we have English support, we can help you with planning out your programs, we can help you with internships, we can help you with a range of different things. So I'm going to just breeze over some of our support services, starting with all of our industry placements. So this is a part of our programs. You can do internships locally, or nationally or internationally, English subjects for you to take. But we have English Help, which is there to help with proofread your assignments. We have our Mates, which is a club that you can get involved with to practice your English. We even then have an English for Grads program once you graduate to make sure that your English is staying up to the level it needs to be when going on to into your career. So, pathways and application overall. But Instagram's really cool. Every time, we see koalas and things, we put them on there. And there's also blogs and testimonials of what our students are doing when they arrive here in Queensland as well. Now, the last thing is, someone asked me about scholarships. So I quickly wanted to show you, not find a degree. Anyway, let's just see what happens. Scholarships. No, okay. Ignore that. Into Google, type Griffith International Scholarship. And you will find it. I don't know how to get it from our website, but yes, international scholarships. So we have two main scholarships for students to apply for. We have a 50% and a 25%. Now, our 25% is guaranteed automatically when you make an offer, and it is for the duration of your program for all programs except for medicine, dentistry, and then Masters of Dentistry, Masters of Pharmacy, Masters of Speech Pathology, and a Graduate Diploma of Flight Management. So any other program, you will be able to apply in 2024, 2025, or 2026. And if you meet the criteria, you will get 25% off. Now, I'm seeing if... If you're looking at your school leaving certificate, then you need a grade average of 98 in your final year results. And that will get you an automatic 25%. Obviously, if you decide to go through another pathway or do a year at a university, you can also use your other scores, which are listed down here, to get in. But yeah, if you're getting a 98 in your final year in your high school, then that will be a 25% scholarship. And then we also have a 50% scholarship, which is a separate application. They are limited. There's about 40 to 50 of them, so they're a bit more competitive. But our 25% scholarships, if you meet that requirement, you will get it. Doesn't matter. And you can study any program as long as it's not the ones that I mentioned that aren't available. Does anyone have any questions?
This is our biggest campus. Hand up. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah? What did you say? Yes. Okay. Now, I did say.
We have a visual arts. There's Griffith visual arts.
Yeah, so it would be under a quite specific to the country. So you could use it as entry, but whether or not you'd get credit, you may receive 1 or 2 subjects. So it depends on different programs. But yeah, definitely, a lot of people will apply for credit when you come to the university. We'll let you know how many subjects we would give you.
Thank you for the answer.
That's okay. You understand what it's like to work in different companies. We have a mentoring program which will partner you up with people in the industry.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I work here at Griffith University. So welcome to what's normally beautiful sunny Brisbane, and hopefully we don't get any rain enough today. But it's been very hot lately, so we need the rain. It's too hot. So I work in the international team, so we look after international students that come here to Griffith. And this is one of our 5 campuses. So we have campuses across Brisbane and the Gold Coast. And this is our second biggest campus with about 12,000 students. Our biggest campus is on the Gold Coast, has around about 20,000 students. So today, what I'm going to do is take you around the campus, show you a couple of, lecture theatres, the gym, the library, and then I'm going to give you a little presentation, a little bit more about Griffith. I've got some prizes, so make sure that you're listening. And then I'll walk you back up to the bus stop. Okay? Now, I'm hoping that everyone realised that there was toilets there. So we're going to go for a walk now, and at our next stop where the broom is, there'll be more toilets and water if you need that as well. Okay? Alright. Try and stay together, try and be careful if you're going on any roads. Also, this campus has quite a lot of wildlife. So as you're walking around, do have a look up. I've seen 2 koalas in the last week. So you might be lucky and see some lizards, possums, koalas, maybe even a snake. So keep your eye out in the trees on the ground as we go for a walk, okay? Alright, so we're going to try and get across that way without getting hit by any cars. Alright, so everyone before me, please be careful when you go around. We have all our accommodation here, so we do have flats available for people who want to live on campus. It means it's nice and easy for them to walk to their classes or the libraries. We have 2 different types of accommodation. This is dorm style accommodation, so you have about 40 people to a floor. Everyone shares bathrooms, toilets, obviously male and female. And then there's one large room for the kitchen and for the living area. And then the ones over there are flat style, so it means there's 8 people per flat, and then you all share the same bathroom and kitchen. Everyone has their own rooms though, so we don't have any share rooms. So you can kind of decide what style might fit you best. Our accommodation is subsidised by the university, so it is some of the cheapest accommodation in Australia, about $180 a week. which is really good for internet and electricity as well. So this is an option if you're wanting to start maybe living on campus for your first year. They also have the multi-faith centre, which is right there. So that's to practice any kind of religious, if you want to have a religious ceremony, or if you want to go down there and spend some time to pray or anything like that. Our multi-faith centre is there for any kind of religious ceremonies that our students need to do. We're open to, as you saw before, all religions on campus, and we have a very diverse nationality, age, demographic. There's lots of different people on campus, so we're open to all backgrounds. Now, does anyone here like to work out? Yeah? Yeah? Alright, let's go look at the gym. Tennis courts, basketball courts, squash courts. As I said, 5 gyms. We've got like more of a HIIT training, functional fitness gyms, where you like flip tires and things. And then you've got your more traditional gyms. And they're open to our students and they're very, very affordable. Griffith actually has the largest amount of professional athletes, the most amount in Australia, and we're the biggest universities in the world. Yes, our university. So we won about 45 medals in the last year. So we've got a lot of professional athletes here. So if anyone is interested in sport or likes sport, then yeah, definitely. Top floor is more sciences and chemistry. Then we're going to have our aviation simulation flying labs. And then down here we have more of our IT, our augmented virtual reality. At the very bottom floor we have our engineering, where we do civil engineering, mechanical, environmental, and it's got lots of different facilities and voice to mimic different structures and things for our civil engineers. Now, if we do see anyone in the classrooms, please just keep in mind that you're unable to film students without their consent. So if you pass a classroom, if it's empty, feel free to film it. If there's students, we won't be able to film, otherwise I'll have to